Hey guys, my name is Kevin. Um, I'm a senior at Charleston Southern University. I'm an accounting major and I'm a graduate of Arby Stahl from 2015. Um, let's start with the first question. First question is about being a minority in school. Um, from being a minority in school, I don't think I've always noticed that I'm different than everybody else. Um, I don't necessarily care if I'm different. Um, and that I want to be different. Being different is a thing that sets you apart. Being a minority, you are the difference. I think that as a minority, I have more of an obligation to make myself look better, even though that I'm different, and show them that difference doesn't matter. Um, and for my school in general at Charleston Southern, um, they're not that they're they're accepting of you, um, but they know you're there, but then at the same time, they're not like worried about diversity quite as much, although they probably should. They're becoming more diverse year after year, but now it's just a slow progression of getting there. I'm in the College of Business. I'm in the College of Business at Charles Southern. There's not a lot of there's not a ton of African American professors. I only know of one in my college of business. There probably some more in the other colleges, in the other colleges. But in my department, there's only one. And the other minority would be Dr. O, who is Korean. Um, Other than that, it's kind of it. But they don't make you feel any more different than you already are. They are the same. They got the same who you will meet every day. The most kind people on the planet. I can ask them 1,000 questions. I can call them at any point in time of the day, and they will answer the phone. Not like most colleges. Charles Southern, I love that aspect. I think it will actually answer your phone. Um, your call matters to them more than anything. That's the one thing that I really treasure about Charleston Southern University and going to college in general. Um, Meeting these different professors who have different like backgrounds and stuff like that, who have different mindsets. I have some professors who have a complete different mindset, and I'm the best of friends with them. Diversity at Charles Southern doesn't necessarily take a different rain on your perspective of people. It kind of gives you more of a big outlet to grow. Um, and the next question would be my college journey. Feels like I've been in college forever. I graduated in 2015 from Harvey Stahl. It's 2021, and I'm still in my undergrad. Um, but I'm about to graduate, and I actually did not go to a full university first off. I actually, when I graduated high school, I actually got into three colleges. I got into Upstate, Claflin, and also Winthrop, and I did not go to any of those. I chose the route of going to Trinidad Tech for a couple of years. I want to say that was the best experience of my life. I'm more financially stable than most people. Um, I actually, I only started accumulating student loan debt once I started at Charleston Southern, which is nothing compared to anybody else. Um, so I had 2 years of no debt, and also I got an associate's degree from Trinidad Tech. So I got my first part of my degree out of the way, not paid for. Then I went to my four-year university, and I got a scholarship to go there too. So I think I got $10,000 per year, and that paid for almost half of it. So therefore, I only have to so far. I've only paid in reality student loans. I've only have 1 year of student loans to actually pay for. Um, Now that's a good thing about four universities are not for everybody right off. Um, I do want to say one thing about Trinidad Tech. I did learn a lot about how to approach my classes when I did transfer over. Trinidad Tech has a 7 week semester. Um, so they can actually be a little bit more difficult in reality than your normal 4-year college. Um, I appreciated those 7 week classes. Those 7 week classes prepared me to get to these harder, more difficult classes when I get to four-year university. Most four-year universities, they're gonna have like these 15-week semesters, whereas you had 7 weeks for a class. You're jamming packing all of these in one 7 week class. You have to be on top every single week. You're gonna be behind. If you get one day behind, you're behind by like chapters. Um, but when they got to a full university, it felt like I was coasting. I mean, there was nothing in my way. I was getting A's all day. I was just, I was like 3 days ahead of people. There was even times I would go to the professor and literally ask, what are we doing in the next 2 weeks so that I can get ahead of them? That's what a university possibly can do for you if you actually work for it and actually get to learn the structure of how college is. Not all colleges are the same. Um, but from that, the next question, also scholarships. I got a scholarship at Trident too. I actually got the scholarships. I got the life scholarship. That basically paid for that plus the Pell Grant actually paid for my time to Trident. It was enough to cover that and actually receive money back. Now, although you receive money back, um, I did take time to actually save it. Saving that money was pretty critical. It's the one way to not be in debt. Um, and I took that money and I actually saved it, and I had it put aside for any like rainy day I needed, like books or whatever like that. And it actually wasn't very mind-boggling how much I saved, because it allowed me to actually not work. Although I still did work, I didn't work nearly as much. Um, Focused more on my school once I transferred over, and I'm completely full time, no working. I even quit my job to actually go full time at Charleston Southern. Probably one of the best ideas I've ever had. So now I have, and also I have 4 years of working experience as a assistant manager of Johnson and Murphy. Um, so when you're at a true university, I would actually think about working, not if you can handle it, um, but working actually got me to my next level. Next level. I have 3 years of management experience and 4 years of sales experience, and jobs are like throwing themselves at me. I've gotten offers from the current place I'm at right now, which is Draw Noel and Russell. I've gotten offers from J.P. Morgan. I've gotten offers from Tiffany and Co, the diamond company. I've gotten offers from even IBM last week, um, because of my work experience as I worked my way through college. I think that's one of the most biggest advantages to like getting to the next level. You have experience. You know how the working world is compared to everybody else. Because most kids coming out of college, they don't know anything about the working world, or even how it works or how it goes about. And the next question is, what is the best thing about attending school? For me, networking. I think that's the biggest thing possible. Um, I actually sit down and I actually talk to people who I don't actually know, and I get to know them, whether I like them or not. I mean, there's people who have completely different like ideologies than I do, and I want to know them. I want to get to know them. I want to know the reasonings behind them. Why do they tick? I want to know what makes their mindset this way. Um, and it goes to allow me to actually to grow and to actually build my actual network of individuals who I can possibly go to for help or advice about certain situations in life. College is not just about education. It's completely not. It never has been. Um, Education is great. It's the most important thing in networking can actually get you further. It can use that education with networking. It can excel you to places you've never seen. I have met people all over the country. I've literally like during this pandemic thing we've had, I've literally been on conference calls with different people in different universities. I've literally been talking to directors of companies. I've made friends with the director of Polaris, the 10th largest accounting firm in the country. Me and her network moving pretty close for the last couple of years. Um, and it's a time to make yourself marketable. It's not just about all education. Education is the marketable thing, but then you getting your name out there is the number two thing. And the next question, um, was your school welcoming to diversity? Yes, it was welcoming, but it didn't really. Depends on what you're looking at. Um, if you're if you want to be more like everybody's supposed to be the same, um, maybe. Um, but for me, it wasn't a big thing. I do like diversity. I love different people, um, but I'm okay. Because I know who I am. At the end of the day, that's my personal belief on that. Um, Even if you go like I go to Charles Southern, which is predominantly a white university, I don't look at it as like black and white. There's people who do. Um, it's their preference, but that's not the world, in my opinion. Um, Although I would like to see more diversity in the world and more. Right now, it's just it's not there yet, unfortunately. Um, so you got to take it how you get it. Um, and that's my opinion on it. Um, but they were pretty welcoming, as in like as an individual, and I love that. I am not just a person. I am an individual who has a purpose, and they do care about how do I get my purpose. Um, and was there any clubs and things I got involved with? No, I did not get in many clubs. Was because I was very busy in school. I was very well with my school than my other thing. Although I did say I do like networking. I did things like games and like I did other stuff like school of all things. I didn't really get involved with the clubs themselves. But there is fraternities and stuff like that for you to get involved with for more diversity. Those are great outlets. They do have things to make you better. And that's also a networking tool too. Um, the next question is, what do you do? What do you know? Well, what do you know that you wish you didn't? That actually wish you knew beforehand. Beforehand, I guess I wish I knew um, how to actually choose my major. I think that's the one downside. Um, there really isn't an answer. There really isn't. Everybody's answer to getting their major is different. Um, my approach was, what do I love doing, and what do I want to do with it? My approach was to not just only like help people. I wanted to get further. I wanted to be able to, what can I do to build something? Um, I have an everlasting goal of what's next. Um, so if I'm not working towards something, I'm useless, in my personal opinion. So that gets me to go, keep going, keep going, further and further and further. Even when it comes to education, like right now, I'm actually got accepted into the University of Alabama Birmingham. I'll be going to grad school right after I graduate my undergrad, um, and that's one thing I, I wish I knew better. Um, is to like choose a major because I actually was a major. I was a biochem major for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, Found out very shortly that it was not my passion. It was something that I did not want to do. And I quickly got out of it. Um, I'd say choose what you love. If you don't love it, don't get involved. Um, if you don't have to drive for it, don't do it. It's not going to make you do any better. Um, let's see what the next question is. Advice I'd give to you guys. Um, don't waste this time. Each ounce is the most valuable second of your entire life. It's going to go in the blink of an eye. I think that I have taken advantage of every little drop by working full time, from networking to managing stores and to actually getting involved with different types of things in our actual like school. where it comes to like making a name for myself. Um, Another thing too is, and I think it's the most important thing in the world. Um, your image is pretty important, especially as a minority. It's the most important thing in you. Um, I think that is like literally carried me for a long time. It's not kind of a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. That your image is very important, but your image to the outside people is more important. People look at you. People are always watching, whether you know or whether you know it or you know or not. Um, I I just gotta say, I mean, I think people like, especially when it comes to dress. Dress is the most important thing. I mean, like you don't have to like look fancy, but just look to but that's my big thing, and that comes from like getting new jobs. Once you get, I want to say, when you get new jobs, I mean, like you're gonna be sitting there like, why am I at this standard and no one else is? This standard that you put yourself at is high. That's why you're gonna be able to get things that further than just any old like the standard. I have a big belief for the standard is not my place. I don't like the standard and it's not there for me. I am always excelling. Um, I'm a person who believes in getting to the bar and making a new one. That's the image, especially as a minority. It's a critical thing. Um, we're not always looked the greatest in society. So therefore, when I'm in college, I literally want to make that bar higher. If I can make it, I can make it. And that's the one thing I think everybody should be able to do. Um, and the next thing, advice. This is critical. We're in college to, at the end of this thing, to get a job. Job. Um, Literally, I've been in contact with my career center every day I could. They know me by name. When they see me in around campus, they know who I am. All of them know who I am. They are the most important people than you ever thought you would. I make sure that I know who they are. And they have my resume. I know that they know that I'm looking for a job, looking for an internship. I made sure that they knew. The job I have currently, I have an internship with an accounting firm here in Charleston, um, and they contacted me. They contacted me directly, like Kevin, we found what you wanted. Bam, applied, and I got it. And now they actually offer me a full time job. That kind of thing will really get you your career started quickly, very quickly. Um, so me having this internship really excelled me when it came to getting to this next level. Um, I get to actually learn what I want to do in life, um, and that's the gist of it. The next thing, the best resource, of course, your professors. I mean, they're number one. They advise me on my next steps in life, from going to grad school. They were all my references for school. Um, and they give me advice on like what should I do, life, just in life in general, um, and how to approach things. Should I get a PhD or should I just get a master? Should I get a CPA? Like they really gave me advice on my next step, and how I should grow myself. And also they were the ones who were like, this is not the end result. This is just starting. This is just that first step going into the building. Um, and I appreciate those professors. Those are my, like, all of them are my favorite people. I mean, I call them for anything. Um, and that's the one thing about Charleston I really love. There's one interesting story about one professor. I remember my first day, I didn't know my advisor at Charleston Southern, and it was Dr. Rollins. Dr. Rollins actually has had his stats class, and he was like, I was like, I need to change my schedule, but I don't know my advisor. He says, cool, I'm just gonna walk you down there. He took the time to walk me and introduce me to every professor in there, if I had them or not. And fortunately, my advisor wasn't there, but he walked me around everybody, to make sure that I knew everybody. And that was the most impressive thing I've ever had to see in my life. I didn't think somebody would take the time to actually show me this, especially a professor who's been there for 30 years. And the next thing, this is my ending results. Oh my God, it's backwards. It's weird. Oh my God. Hope you can read it. But I'll just say it out loud. My email is Kevin Jakes, JACQUES at jnrcpas.com. You can just email me at any point in time. We can set up a little quick Zoom or whatever and talk in groups of it if you'd like. And then we can actually get to know each other. And I guess you guys have a great day. And I hope you have more have hope in all of your endeavors.